Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the Ramblers on the ball. TDF versus Ramblers, the finals. Very good evening, everybody. Welcome to the finals of Ramblers Handball 2022 tournament. Ramblers Cricket Club taking on TDF Cricket Club. An exciting evening at the famous Iceland cricket ground. So TDF won the toss and elected to bat. Swinger is facing Danish on the first ball, the second ball of the innings, they got 3 runs comfortably. It was offside. So, once again, it's an amazing evening, perfect day for cricket. A lot of folks are excited and a lot of people have come to support the game from both the teams. We're doing live streaming with the help of our buddy Abhay. And this is live on Cricket Clubs. Danish with the same shot again. I'm sure they will get comfortably 2 runs. Swadler has been in a great form throughout the series. He's playing comfortably so long, so till now. Together with me, I have Sharon and Surendra from TDF Cricket Club. They both have come to support the club. Oh, once again, great ball by Danish. Great ball by Danish, but there was a misfield by the keeper, and they got another 2 runs comfortably. So TDF in the first over. So far, they've made 6 runs. Good start so far for TDF. Boys are very excited here. And I give the mic to Sharon. Also have Manohari from TDF Cricket Club sitting next to me.
This time, Swander got hold of the ball. Great fielding in the deep, and TDF got 2 runs. Swander was able to make 2 runs. The last ball of the fourth over. End of fourth over. TDF is 19 runs. Good running. Comfortably got a single. Chetan got a single, and Asfandir got onto the strike. So Danish is bowling his third over. So far, things are moving steadily for both the teams. Uh, it's a bit windy here this evening in Mississauga. The bales have come down because of the wind. Danish is on the bowling. Aswander is on the strike. Amazing shot by Asfandir, and comfortably got a 4. Great shot. He's very good in the pull shots. So far, that spin is one of the strength. And Danish is continuing to be a bit expensive. Another excellent shot. This time he did not land to the fielder, the third man. Uh, Aswander was able to take 1 run. Good call by Chetan. No run. The third ball. Hello. Bus tick. Ah, yeah. It is a drift current drive on the Kennedy on Bristol. Kennedy and Kennedy. Kennedy and Bristol. Run! Another good shot, and Aswander got the boundary. Fifth over, TDF slowly started accelerating the score. They have scored, got 29 in 5 overs, which is a pretty decent start. They did not lose a wicket. So there is a side change every 5 overs. There is a side change, and yeah, let's see how the wind will impact the other side batting. The other side.
अबे भाई इसके साथ क्लियर आ रहा है कमेंट्री इसके साथ नहीं मैं नहीं सुना इसीलिए पूछ रहा हूँ Aswender Ali, catch at mid on. TDF CC 29 for 1 5.1. TDF CC 29 for 1 5.1. Now comes into the action Rajwan Singh on strike. Jeet Mehta bowling. First ball faced by Rajwan Singh. A dot ball pushed into the covers. There comes a single by Rajwan Singh and comes on facing by Chetan Kushwa. That's a good shot by Chetan, but just a single. TDF CC 30 for 1 5.3. That's another dot ball by Rajwan. TDF CC 6 overs up 30 for 1. TDF CC 6 overs up 31 for 1. First ball of 7th over and it's a dot, white ball. On strike Chetan Kushwa, 6 out of 13 balls. I think he's a good nick, maybe expecting a boundary this ball from him. That's a good flick by Chetan Kushwa. and it's a 2-run. It's a leading edge, and it's a 4. Chetan Kushwa lucky enough to get a 4. Seems like the fielder got injured, and a little bit huddle on the pitch, and then there is a dot ball. That's a good shot by Chetan. That's a great shot. That's a great shot by Chetan. And it's a 4. Seven overs up, 45 for 1 TDF CC. Chetan 18 of 19, and Rajwan Singh it's 1 out of 4 balls. Here comes on strike Rajwan Singh. It's a very windy day today, and that's gonna be another single by Rajwant. And here comes on strike Chetan. One ball up, and it was a single first ball, and then Chetan comes under the strike now. That's another pull shot by Chetan, and it's a single. Rajwant comes under the strike. It's a good bowling by Nashiduddin. That was a good intelligent second take by Rajwant, and it was a leading edge onto the fine leg. That's another good shot by Rajwant, straight down the wicket, and it's another single. Here comes on strike Chetan. That's a good shot by Chetan, and end of the day it was a very good feeling by the fielder as well, and it's another single. It's 8 overs gone, 51 for 1. TDF CC end of 8 overs, 51 for 1. Chetan on strike on 20 of 21 balls. Chetan pushed the ball down the wickets. Another single, and Rajwant comes on the strike now. That's a very good shot by Rajwant over the covers. That was a good shot by Rajwant over the covers, and it was a 4.
What a shot, boy! What a shot!
Pushed into the air over the fielder into the extra covers, and then it's another double by Rajwant. That's another edge over the point by Rajwant, and it's another single. Chetan comes onto the strike now. It's a good sweep by Chetan into the sweeper, and it's a good fielding by the fielder, and it's a single by Chetan. TDF CC 9 overs up, 60 for 1. Chetan 12 of 12 balls. Sorry, Rajwant Singh 12 of 12 balls, and Chetan Kushwa 22 of 23 balls. 9 overs up, 60 for 1. TDF CC. Here comes on strike Chetan Kushwa. That's a good shot by Chetan, straight to the fielder, and another single. That's an intelligent shot by Rajwant into the point, and then there will be another double today for Rajwant. That was a good shot by Rajwant. It was a double, and then Rajwant comes back onto the strike. That's another shot over the fielder
What a
onto
shot!
extra
It's a
covers, and
four!
it's another four by Rajwant.
Oh, they stopped in the boundary.
Actually, that was a good fielding by the fielder and stopped the four, and it's 2 runs off out of it. And Rajwant is on 14 out of 13 balls for now, and Rajwant on strike. It's a too windy day. The bail's coming off due to the wind on the other end. The bowler need to stop and restart back. Rajwant, that's another single,
Batting too.
and a good sensible batting by both the batsmen on the field. TDF CC 66 for 1, 9.4 overs.
What a shot! Sixer!
That's a good shot by Chetan. A six
That's
by
a four
him
on
on the
Chetan.
last ball of the over. And it's 72 for 1 of 10 overs for TDF CC. That was a brilliant shot by Chetan out of the ground today. ఇది కూడా వస్తుంది మళ్ళీ. It's a side change. Wind blowing down the wicket now for this side and expecting more boundaries to come. Bowler trying to man cat the batsman, but Chetan Stanner still in the crease. Ah, Rajwant on strike, spin bowling into the attack. Rajwant tried to sweep the ball, and it's just a leg by. Chetan comes back onto the strike. It's another single by Chetan. It was a good shot, but just a single.
Shorty!
That's another good shot over the covers by Rajwant, and it's just a single straight to the fielder. That's a good start down the wickets by Chetan, and it's another single straight to the fielder. TDF CC 11 overs up out of 20 overs match, and it's 78 for 1. Chetan 31 of 28 and Rajwant 18 of 19. Chetan on strike, flicked onto the leg side sweeper, and then a single. Rajwant Singh comes back onto the strike. It's a good bowling by Ehsan Ilahi Malik from Ramblers Cricket Club. Rajwant on strike. That's an intelligent bowling by the bowler. Rajwant Singh playing around the crease. Trying to confuse the bowler, but bowler intelligent enough to take a dot ball. That's another dot ball by Rajwant, and it's a good keep by the keeper. Uh, Saved a single, and it's a good intelligent bowling by the bowler. That's another soft single. It was a good running by Chetan and Rajwant, and still another single. So it's a 2 runs out of the ball. TDF CC, it's 11.3, 79 for 1. It's a good bowling by Rambler CC bowler Ehsan Ilahi Malik, trying to confuse the batsman as well, and it's a nice. It was a nice shot by Rajwant from the covers, and then it's another double. Good feeling by the fielder of Rambler CC. End of the over, 12 overs up. TDF CC 83 for 1. Rajwant 22 of 24 balls and Chetan 32 of 29 balls. Seems like TDF CC going in a steady way, just 1 wicket down, and a lot of hitters in the dugout expecting a huge score today for the finals from TDF CC. We'll need to see how Rambler CC bowlers are going to be a smart today. That's straight to the fielder by Chetan, and it's a single. That's a good shot by Rajwant Singh into the gap over the covers, and it's another 4 to Rajwant. It's a brilliant shot. It's 88 for 1 out of 12.2 for TDF CC. That's a wide ball by the bowler. And Rajwan still on strike. That's into the air, and the fielder drops the catch of Rajwant, and it's another double. It was bowled by the bowler. Rajwant out on 28 out of 27 balls. TDF CC 13 overs up, 92 for 2 after Rajwant gone.
Good batting, Rajvan. Good batting.
Comes comes into the middle. Giant sit ready. Another batsman. Wicketkeeper batsman for TDF CC. Yeah, that's why I put it afar. But still, Chetan on strike. First ball, double. And then it's another good shot by Chetan straight to the fielder. And it's a single. Jayant on strike for his second ball of this match. Smart bowling by Ehsan Ilahi Malik from Rambler CC. It's a good ball by the bowler, and it's a defense by Jayant. Jayant back on strike. It's onto the pads. It's a good flick by Jayant, and it's another double run to Jayant. It's good running by both the batsmen between the wickets. TDF CC 97 for 2. That's a wide by the bowler from Rambler CC. That's an over. 99 for 2 TDF CC, and Chetan 36 of 32, and Jayant yet to get a debut run. Spinner comes back into the attack. Chetan onto the strike. It's a straight down to the wicket, and it's a 4 by Chetan, and Chetan crosses 40 of 33 balls. TDF CC 103 for 214.1. That's another dot ball by Chetan. Seems like he's going good. Trying to accelerate the innings now for TDF CC. That's another cracker of a shot, and it's another 4. It's another 4 by Chetan. Smart thinking by the batsmen. Still another single. TDF CC 14.4, 108 for 2. Jayant coming back onto the strike. It's end of the over, 109 for 2. Chetan 45 of 37, Jayant 1 of 6 balls. It's 15 overs up, side change. It's a breezy day. Wind coming on the ground. Feels like playing cricket at Lords or something somewhere in England where you get a lot of wind during the games. That's another full toss by the spinner of Rambler CC, and Jayant gets a single. Chetan comes back onto the strike, expecting some good shots in this over from Chetan. TDF CC 110 for 2. Chetan tried to accelerate the innings, and then it's an LBW for Chetan. It's a brilliant innings by Chetan today. It's 45 runs by Chetan, and here comes into the field Ginoy George from TDF CC.
Great batting, Chetan. Great batting.
First ball to Ginoy, and it's a dot ball. Keeper tries to stump it, but umpire gives it a not out. Ginoy back on strike. That's a flick onto the covers, and then that's another single by TDF CC batsman between the wicket. Jayant comes back onto the strike, and here comes Talha, his last ball of the over. It's a smart thinking by Jayant, push the ball into the gap and steal a double. It's end of the over. 1-1-3 for 3, TDF CC, Jayant 4 and Ginoy 1. Jeet comes back onto attack and Ginoy on strike. Ginoy tries to flick the ball onto the leg side but hits the pads and it's a dot ball. It's another single by Ginoy and Jayant comes back onto the strike. Expecting some big shots by Jayant in this over to accelerate the innings for TDF CC. Keeper misses the ball and it's a base, 2 runs. It's a smart running between the wickets by batsman TDF CC and it's another double for Jayant. Jayant tries to reverse sweep the ball but it's another single. It's a bite but it's a single and it's over up. 17 overs up for TDF CC. It's 119 for 3. Jayant on 7 and Ginoy on 2. Last 3 overs to go for TDF CC and expecting some big shots as it has come to the end of the innings and it's the last 3 overs.
Come on, run, 2 runs, come on!
Jayant got another double, counted as bice since there was no bat involved in it.
Come on, 2 runs, easy to.
It's another reverse sweep try by Jayant and it's a miss and keeper misses the ball and it's another double steal by the TDF CC batsmen between the wickets. It was good running and TDF CC 123 for 3. It was a good shot by Jayant and straight to the fielder and it's another single. Ginoy comes back onto the strike. Last ball of the over. Two more balls left in the over. It's good bowling by Talha. It's his second over of the day. And Expecting some good shots by Janai to accelerate the innings for TDF CC. It's another edge of Janai over the covers, and it's another double
Come on,
steal by the
Jan, come
batsman
on.
between the wickets. Last ball of the over, Janai comes back under the strike. TDF CC 125 for 3. Good bowling by Talha. No boundaries yet in the over. Batsman trying something new between the field and couldn't execute the shot, and it's a dot ball end of the day. So over up TDF CC 125 for 3, 18 overs up, and last 2 overs to go.
Last 2 overs.
Jayant comes back onto the strike.
Shot ball!
That's a good shot over the covers for Jayant, and it's another 4. It was a good field.
Come on, run!
It was a good shot by Jayant, and end of the day it was good field by the fielder as well. Stop 4, and it's just 2 runs in the over.
See that number. I should say about 2000.
It was a good single steal by the batsman, and Jinai comes back onto the strike. TDF CC 128 for 3, Jayant on 13 and Jinai on 3. It's straight to the fielder, and it's another single. Jayant comes back onto the strike for TDF CC. Jayant back on strike.
Fine, Lager. 3 man, 3.
End of first innings by TDF CC batsmen, and it's 136 for 5, 20 overs. Required run rate 6.8 for Rambler CC.
All right, well, I should have sound going now, so let me know if you hear it. But we've got Talha Kermani on strike now, and it's Dharma coming in on the other end to bowl the second over. And 2 for no loss after the first one. Again, as we said, TDF ended up on 136 for 5, a situation in which they could have gotten a lot more given the start that they had. They were 110 for 5, or 110 for 3 actually, after the 15 over mark. But some solid death bowling, combination of Talha coming in there, Hassan Bhai as well, helped restrict them that little bit further. Really, given the conditions and the heavy wind that we've been seeing, probably would have been looking at a par score being somewhere closer to 150. But we see Talha here come down, hit that down to third man, get that cleaned up. That's going to be a single. Again, for anyone who's in the area, it's at Mississauga Iceland. Definitely come down for the game. Said this is the championship of the second edition of the Ramblers 100 Ball League. And 2 best teams making it all the way here. TDF, which had been very dominant throughout their entire performance up until now, came in as the first seed. Chose to bat first here, put up 136. Got a very good start from their 2 openers. Chetan top scoring, getting up to about 45 there, but it was really in that 16th over onwards when they couldn't put that foot on the accelerator to be able to get their score from the foundation that they had ended up building. You see, Dharma, very experienced bowler over here, quite slippery as well. Really able to hit the deck hard. And oh, that's an inside edge. Is that going to go all the way? Yep, his pace does carry it all there. And it is an inside edge, but it's going to be a very fruitful one for the Mississauga Ramblers. First boundary of the innings, taking their score up to 7 for no loss. And again, for those who haven't been following, it is 20 overs, but each over is 5 balls happening there. So really, you're chasing 137 in 100 balls over here. We've gotten ourselves in the second over. Now, Roy and Talha has been the preferred partnership for the Mississauga Ramblers in this tournament thus far. Had the biggest partnership of the season earlier on in the year when they put up about 180 between them, both of them ending up at about 80 for no loss each, as Roy cuts that very nicely behind point, and despite the heavy outfield, timed it well enough to get it all the way, and that is another boundary for Roy Singh Jr. Solidity is the name of Roy's game. He knows exactly where it is that he's looking to put the ball. Never looks to really play outside of his shell, but he knows exactly how to maneuver deliveries, get the bowler to bowl where exactly he wants it to come, and is able to put it behind point there. All right, we're at the last ball of the second over. Dharma under a little bit of pressure here. A lucky inside edge on the one prior, but then the one after that does get it, and they steal a single, going down to short third. Not a great effort from the fielder over there. Couldn't cleanly pick it up. Allowed them to pinch a single. Ramblers move on to 12 for no loss in the second over. You can probably hear it in the background, but it's a very heavy breeze going across over here towards off to leg side right now. So for Roy, who really does make a lot of his runs on the cut, he's going to enjoy having that breeze to help aid him get that little bit further over here. Dharma going for 10 runs in his last over to get the chase going for the Mississauga Ramblers. As we follow it up now. And ooh, a little bit fuller on that one. A big appeal. Doesn't look like there was any bat involved in that one. This is going to be a dot ball. All right, so it is Janoy who is continuing in this third over here. Very solid 1 run in the first over. Just always has been very, very accurate throughout this entire tournament. One of the most economic bowlers for the TDF squad. And again, solid wind gets it there, but Roy's able to work that away nicely. Behind square for 3 for no loss. Janoy. You were speaking about that economic side of what Genoy offers for the TDF squad, going at barely an economy of 4 in this entire tournament. So been very, very hard to get away, and that's just what it takes. We saw what the Ramblers did in the death side over there, and really that's what it comes down to, right? If you can control the boundaries in this kind of an environment, take advantage of the heavy outfield. And Stala hits that one down to mid-off, steals that quick single. Really, rotation of strikes is going to be incredibly important over here. We saw with the foundation that the TDF squad was able to build, we're going at about 7 and over for the vast majority of their innings, had their foundation set to be able to go hard, but just couldn't find those boundaries. And really the number 4, number 5 batsmen striking it at under 100 is really going to be something that could come back and bite them as we get later on into this game. This is just something that brings that little extra bit of pressure when you're chasing something over 150, especially given the scores that we have been seeing in this tournament. By and large, with the heavier outfield, we've been seeing scores in around that 140 range. So with finals pressure and everything else to go with that, you want that little bit of extra pressure that comes with it. But that being said, they didn't get it, and now it's all up to the Ramblers to follow up with that. Get Roy going with the leg by there. Again, short fine leg. We're seeing the field being set very much in the sense that they're hoping to have them go over the offside, which is a bit weird because it's going against the wind. If anything, they should probably have some protection going in on the leg side here, but we have a deep third man and they have a sweeper going down against the wind on the offside. It does tell you a little bit about the line they're trying to bowl, get them to hit against the wind. But again, this is good, accurate bowling from Genoy. They're still kicking those singles, not letting those dots pile up, but by and large, only 4 runs coming off the bat in this over. 16 for no loss after 3 overs. And we're going to have to see how they're able to follow up with that to keep that pressure going. Again, the power play is going to be the first 6 overs of this innings. So we're going to have to see what the rest of the Ramblers can do over here to try and take advantage of that, try and get themselves ahead of the required rate in this chase, which is going to be at about 7 and over kind of throughout. Again, those 5-ball overs really do creep up on you, so you really just can't relax at any point. Having said, a lot of experience here between Roy and Talha, both of them long-standing members of the Mississauga Ramblers. Both of them 15 years plus with the club, have played 300 plus games between them, and really this partnership has been incredibly fruitful for the Ramblers, so they'll be hoping that they can take this deep because they have enough hitting at the end to try and push it over. It's all about getting that foundation set, get rid of some of those early nerves. It is going to be Dharma following up again with a second over, and Talha goes down the ground on him. Is not able to get past the mid-off fielder. Nicely came around to stop that one and keep it to just a single. You can hear it though, he didn't really get it off the middle of his bat there. A little bit lower on there, more of a toe. Between these two, that kind of has been the role throughout this tournament so far. Roy looking to keep those singles flowing, looking to keep the strike rotating. That left-right combination, always a little bit of a pain for any bowling squad to deal with. And again, nicely played down to third man here. Could they steal a second? Yes, they will decide. Roy's going to take on the fielders and successfully do it. Great running there. I just weighted that perfectly. They do have a deep third man, but he was able to get it just right past the 30-yard circle, enough for them to be able to push back, come back for that second run, and really force the bowler to think about the kind of line he is bowling. As I said, it's AstroTurf, you're going to get that little bit more bounce, but more so you're not going to get much pace off the wicket here. So for Dharma to be that little bit shorter, outside off stump is very much in Roy's wheelhouse. And he tries to overcorrect over there, tried to go for the Yorker down the leg side, and that's going to be 2 more runs added on to the Mississauga Ramblers total. And again, for those who have been following with the tournament, you'll know there's a couple of changes as far as rules are concerned with regards to timing. Every wide that's bowled does count as a good ball, but it does come as 2 runs to the team's total. And more so than that, bowlers are penalized for bowling any sort of additional wides within the over. So if for whatever reason Dharma is to bowl a second wide in this over, that would actually come as 3 runs added on to the batting side. So extras are just absolutely killer, even more so than usual given the shortness of the format here. And again, we're seeing that right-hand, left-hand combination come into play. Fielders are really being forced to make that change. Talha pulls that Again, it's nicely weighted. Didn't time it perfectly, but again, enough to get past the 30-yard circle. No one there. They can come back for 2 runs. And that's really all it takes to be able to keep that pressure mounting, keep that run rate ticking. At the end of 4 overs for the Mississauga Ramblers, 24 for no loss, 113 needed in 16 overs, which is 80 balls. So you can see just about 7.5 to 8 and over needed. Yeah, neither has really cut loose as of yet, just solidity all around, going at about a mid-80 strike rate for both of them. So my guess is one of them will be looking to cut a little bit loose over here as they come back in for the 3rd over. All right, looks like we're seeing the first bowling change coming in for TDF. It's going to be Matthew coming into the attack. And bowling some of his right arm mediums as well. Ooh, gets it nice and full up there to Roy. He's trying to push it. Ooh, and Talha was left stranded there on the non-striker's end. Looks like it would have been tight. 24 for no loss after 4th over once again. And again, going back to the economy, that's really where TDF has shined throughout. They've been really tough to get away. As they get full, is that? No, that's not going to be anything. Looks like a leg by going down to short 3rd man. And pretty slippery over here as far as the bowling is concerned. Not taking much of a long run up, but you can see they're getting some good rhythm, getting some decent pace behind them. And even Matthew on his end, also going for only 4.5 and over throughout this tournament. So, and these containment of runs has pretty much been the bread and butter for TDF. Even if they're not necessarily picking up wickets, they're making it really tough for you to get away. And with only the 1 wide so far as well, they're not giving up anything there. So really forcing the batsmen to make those runs as they push that through. You can see Talha's trying to cut loose, backed away a little bit to give himself that bit of room to get over that mid-off fielder, but hit it again a little bit lower on the bat, gets it down to the mid-off fielder, gets a single for it. Taking the score on to 26 for no loss, 3 balls into the 5th over here. Well, yeah, whereas Dharma has been a little bit shorter, you can see between both Janoy and Matthew, they're really targeting the stumps, looking to get it up into both Roy and Talha. Again there, you can see they're getting a little bit of swing, but that's nicely played by Roy. He's cut that away. Again, we talked about that deeper outfield, that harder outfield, not able to get full value for all of your shots there. But again, very, very useful 2 runs going down to the sweeper cover. Nicely cleaned up by the fielder there as well. Ran all the way from point to be able to get that. So to keep it to 2 runs, very good effort there. But yeah, going back to that, there is a very heavy wind going across. You're going to see a lot of lateral movement coming here for the bowlers. In general, we've seen this pink ball throughout the tournament move quite a bit, just as we see there. Roy fending for it outside off stump. Not able to make a connection, and that is yet another solid over for the TDF squad. Despite no wicket loss, 28 for no loss in the 5 overs there. As we switch ends to come over to this side. So let's see if the change of ends can change a little bit of fortune for the Mississauga Ramblers squad. The breeze is coming this way as well, so they'll get a little bit of assistance hitting with the wind. It's going towards the long off boundary. It looks like we're going to be seeing another bowling change here as well. It's going to be Kamal coming in to come in and continue the good work for the TDF squad so far. Again, another medium pacer, and again, another guy who just keeps it economical. You'll see throughout their stats, not many wickets being taken between these bowlers, but they're going for anywhere between 4.5 to 5 and over, and that is absolute gold dust in these situations. All right, last over of the power play over here. And And the Mississauga Ramblers have built a little bit of a foundation, but they're going to be looking to have that one over that allows them to cut loose. Let's see if this can be the one. Ooh, Talha looks to get, again, outside of the line of that. He's looking to cut that over the vacant point area. But it just holds up a little bit on the surface, so Talha's just going to have to wait just that millisecond longer to be able to get into his shot. Now we'll have to see what kind of length Kamal is looking to do. We've seen the fuller length be pretty successful so far, but going against the wind now, let's see if they try to pull it back, and that's exactly what they do. Talha hits that, and is that going to be caught? No, they will not. Ooh, the fielder didn't fully commit to the catch over there. He was standing at about deep long off. Talha didn't get all of it there. And it's always one of those decisions for those half chances. Are you going to go all the way for the catch, or are you going to let it come down, stop it, potentially stop the boundary? And that's really what they decided here. Which honestly may not be the worst decision. As much as you want wickets throughout, protecting boundaries is really what makes this entire scenario. So for the Ramblers, who've scored just 2 boundaries so far here, have to see if they can get away. In comparison, the TDF squad was able to put away 8 4s and 2 6s in theirs. 6 of those coming from their 2 openers. So in general, the openers did some good work there, put some foundation together, and we're at about the same score as far as the original partnership was concerned. Funny enough, at pretty much the same balls as well. At this time, they were also 29 for 1, so at least wicket in hand. And Roy pulls that nicely, and that will go all the way. Is it? Yes, it does. And that is the 3rd boundary for Roy Singh Jr. Viciously cuts that, or pulls that, I say, behind square. 33 for no loss, 5.3 overs. Much needed boundary there for the Mississauga Ramblers. And Roy continues his good form, moving up onto 21 not out. We'll see if there's going to be any adjustment in the field. Looks like they're still sticking with the deep point fielder. And Roy plays that nicely behind square. It's going to be just a single on that one. Smart batting there. Keep that strike rotating, keep it going. 6 runs in the over so far, 1 ball remaining. .34 for no loss. 1 ball left in the 6th over, last ball of the power play as well. Pretty decent over overall for Kamal. Wouldn't have wanted to give away that boundary, but can he finish off strong here? As he bowls that one, and Talha hits that. Ooh, cannot get it past the mid-on fielder, who's able to clean it up. Just needs to connect to that little bit more to get it past that fielder there. But 35 for no loss at the end of the power play for the Mississauga Ramblers, leaving them needing 102 runs. All right, we'll have to see how the field gets spread out now. The power play's over. Looks like they're sending 1 fielder down to the sweeper boundary. 1's coming out to long off, a long on, and a deep mid wicket, kind of going towards cow corner. So it looks like just the 4 fielders outside at this moment. It looks like that 3rd man might be being pushed back as well. So we'll have to see here. But Talha hits that one nicely, and they are able to take a single. Not a clean pickup from the fielder at the point position over there. Looks like Talha's looking for a change in bat over here. Now, he was showing it before it comes up. Looks like there was a little crack on the toe, but it is one of his favorite bats, so he just keeps going with it. But might need something with a little bit more juice. Roy tries to go with that. And not a very natural shot for Roy to try to go for kind of cow corner area. He's much more adept either going behind square or cutting it hard behind point. But the length was there, just wasn't able to get it. A bit of an inside edge. Knocks away for the single. Oh, that's nicely placed by Talha. That should be able to come back for 2 over here. Are they going to push it? Yes, they will. Nicely placed. That's the way. All right, if boundaries aren't coming, these doubles are exactly it. Yeah, so that sweeper cover was a bit more. Oh, Talha looks to pull this one, and just picked up by the square leg fielder over there. Yet another single for the Ramblers, moving them on to 40 for no loss. It's not there. Oh, Roy pulls that away, and that is going to be beating the fielder down at fine leg. They should be able to get another 2 there. Yep. Bit off the inside edge there, but again, nicely placed. 2 more to the total. 7 off that over. Yeah, it looks like Talha's asking for a replacement bat over here. Maybe something with a little bit more juice. Yeah, you could hear from here just not connecting it the way he usually expects, and it's coming a little bit off the toe as well, which, again, for a bat, that's something that Talha uses all the time. Didn't get him the returns that he was hoping for. But the score has moved on to 42 in 35 deliveries. 65 deliveries left over here, leaving the Ramblers needing another 94. 95, actually. So 95 from 65 deliveries. With no wickets down, you'd say that's still very much in the Ramblers' wheelhouse. But it's all about the follow-up here. You know, they've got that foundation set up. Can they cut loose here now? Is it going to be Kamal coming back? Or is it going to be Dharma, actually? Sorry, no, it's going to be Kamal.
There's only one bat left.
Yeah, so we're seeing it here. Talha's bat. Can't really show it on stream in the same way, but cracked up at the bottom. Yeah, show it up there. Oh, Talha comes out. Ooh, goes for it, but that is going to be going down. The keeper is not able to collect. Is it going all the way? No, it is not. Cleaned up there by the third man fielder who comes around to corral that. And it is 2 byes added onto the total. And we saw byes play a role in the first innings as well. Again, with that wind, it can be a little difficult for the keeper to be able to pick it up. And Roy would know that better than anyone, having kept wickets in the first innings and now out there with the bat. Talha on strike. That is going to be... Ooh. Looks like the bowler got that right inside the line, perfectly placed. You can see Talha was down on his knees looking to give that one an almighty whack over the covers, but just didn't get it in his length. Yeah, Roy going up to talk to his partner. If you can't get it going, you just keep rotating over here. And both of them going at about 80 strike rate here. Going to need to pick it up just a little bit here to get in front of the rate, not leave too much at the end. Oh, we have Talha there, hit that one, does not get it away, and that is caught! The point fielder comes around, and that is the end of Talha. He'll be disappointed with that. Again, the length was there, but he just looked to be going a little bit too hard at it overall today. Just couldn't time it the way you usually expect. That's a nice catch by Rajwant, coming around nicely. Again, the ball was swerving all over the air. That is the first wicket down for the Mississauga Ramblers. 44 for 1 in the 8th over. And it's going to be Jeet coming in as the next batsman. So not keeping going with that left-right combination. Talha comes out disappointed with that, but that's all right. I said very solid bowling by TDF so far, right? Kamal continues his economic ways, and that pressure that just gets built up with no boundaries getting put together at all. Right? You're not getting those hit me deliveries. You're not getting those opportunities to be able to really just open up your arms, get your eye in, and not giving these extras either, which have been an absolute, I would say, staple at this point of the 100-ball league. They just punish you that much more. And there's a reason why TDF's been successful so far. They've consistently defended lower scores, and it's come as on the back of bowling that's just able to keep themselves nice and tight, keep that lining length, force the batsman to make every one of those runs, and really that's what it comes down to. Can the batsman hit it well enough? You tip your hat to them if they can't, but if they keep bowling like this, we are going to see that required run rate continue to pile up. As it is now, it's about 8 and over at this point, which again, very much gettable, very much in the wheelhouse, but you don't want to get it too far over from there. And Roy defends that one. And again, apart from the 2 byes, this has been an excellent over here by Kamal. Not really against him, so nothing given off the bat. Last ball of the over. Could be looking at a maiden if this keeps up. Oh, Roy looks to hit that one. Doesn't get it fully. Bat turned a bit in his hands. But again, didn't really connect it, and they tried to push for the 2, but it was nicely cleaned up by the long off boundary. So at the end of 8 overs, 40 balls, the Ramblers are on 45 for 1, leaving them needing 92 runs off the next 60 deliveries. Right, 92 off 60, about run and a half a ball, about 9 and over. That's what we're getting to here. As a chasing side, you can always go hard for a couple of overs near the end, but you don't want to get it into the double digits. So at 9 and over, this is probably about the limit of where they'd be feeling comfortable. They need that 1 over really to cut the shackles. 8 overs, 45 for 1. So 92 and 60 balls. And another bowling change coming in. It looks like it's going to be Abhay. And they're finally introducing a little bit of spin into the attack. We've been seeing medium pace pretty consistently up until now. Some a little bit more slippery than others. But spin, less so. And we've seen that if you can get your length right on this kind of wicket, you're going to get a lot of purchase for your delivery. That being said, he is right arm leg spin, and you have 2 left-handers batting here, so they'll be looking to try and take advantage of that as well. Have a little bit of wind on their side, going towards long on for the lefties. Bowls that, way outside off, and Roy misses out on that cut. It's going to be yet another dot ball added on, and really we're going to have to look at that dot ball count by the end of the innings here. Oh, Roy comes down and comes down the ground, hits that too wide of long off, and that is only going to be a single. Very, very good effort there by the long off fielder. Committed fully to it, attacked the ball, kept it to 1 run. And we know it's especially tough at this time of night, fielding at long off there. The sun is right in your eyes, so just an excellent, excellent effort by the fielder to come around and corral that, keep it to just a single. We have Jeet facing the second ball of his innings. And again, another cut, but this time it is going to be a wide. Again, that's been a rarity so far in the TDF innings, only their second wide of the innings. Compare that to the Ramblers that gave up 14 wides. We have Jeet here, and again, it seems that cut just isn't happening there. Like I said, it's slower off the wicket on this Astro. You have to wait for it, and you have to time it. And Jeet looks like he's going just a little bit too hard on those cuts there. He does have that space behind point. The fielder they have is more sitting at that kind of sweeper cover-ish. So if he can get it past that point fielder, there should be at least 2 runs in that. He's got to cut hard and make sure you get some good contact. But again, another solid over for the TDF squad, 49 for 1 after 9 overs, leaving the Ramblers needing 88 in 55 deliveries. All right, so we have Matthew coming back into the attack for his his third over, in fact, over here. In general, other than Dharma, who's gone for 9 and over, none of the other bowlers are going for worse than 5. So that's really pressure that's building up over here. These 5-ball overs really come at you very quickly. And we have Jeet attacking that one. Ooh, that could have been a very tricky situation there, but the mid-off fielder was not able to pick it up cleanly. But that brings up the 50 for the Mississauga Ramblers. Another dot added on to the total, moving that's another drop and run. Another specialty of Roy Singh moves him on to 28. 51 for 1 now for the Mississauga Ramblers. But again, just not able to get away. Roy 28 off 35. Jeet Newman in 2 off 5. And the field continues to be very spread out over here. They're still leaving just the 4 guys. Oh, not able to connect that one very well either. And we're seeing that kind of be a theme for the Ramblers so far, just not finding that timing. Looks like they're going just a little bit too hard, not necessarily assessing the conditions. Again, only 3 runs off the over so far. Last ball to finish. What can they do? And Roy hits that one, and that is going to go all the way. Is this? No, it looks like it's going to be a 1 bounce 4. That's 4 more added on to the Ramblers total. A much, much needed boundary. 56 for 1 after 10 overs, leaving them needing 81 in 50 balls. 81 in 50. And again, if we're looking at the comparison over here at this point, TDF, we're sitting at 72 for 1 in those 10 overs. So a much stronger start for them. And really we saw the Ramblers come back in those last 5 overs to restrict them. On the other hand, it's been a very solid 10 overs for the TDF side. They'll be looking to keep building up that pressure. And since it is 10 overs, we are going to switch ends now as well. So again, a little bit more difficult for the Ramblers. You're going to be hitting against the wind for the next 5 overs. Right now that wind that's going towards what is now third man for the lefty batting there. And we're going to see more leg spin coming in. So we're going to have to see if Jeet is going to take the spinner on, try to put him under a little bit of pressure, but he is going to be battling the wind as well. So he is going to have to find that timing. And looking at the field again, looks like we have a sweeper cover. We've got a long off, long on. And now they have got that 5th guy out. So they've got a deep square leg as well as a cow corner. Oh, Jeet goes for that reverse sweep. Ooh, and it has been given as a wide, so that's a bit of a getaway for the Mississauga Ramblers. Oftentimes you see when the batsmen do make that swap, the umpires are much less willing to give that wide. But in this case, it was just a bit too far out. Oh, Jeet goes for it again and does connect that one. And that looks like it's connected all the way. Well timed. That has gone for 4. All right, he got that length. And that's where that field manipulation comes into effect. Took advantage of that ball being a bit too short. No protection down there at third man. And Jeet connects that nicely, moves the score on to 62 for 1. As the Ramblers get a much needed start to this over. 6 runs off the first 2 balls. They're going to have to make this a big one to get themselves back on track. Bowler comes in. You can see he slowed that down a little bit. But that should be nicely played. That's going towards cow corner. That's going to be 2 more. Again, the heavy outfield coming into play here. It's a bit tougher to be able to get it all the way unless you really strike it well. All right, the ball continues. Jeet goes for another one. Doesn't connect that as well, but that is top edge. And it's hit. Oh, the part, it won't go all the way. No, it's not. And it has gone all the way. Yes, it's been given. Looks, it ended up hitting the one part of the outfield that's got a little bit of dead grass. Gave the ball just enough legs to be able to carry it all the way to the boundary. And this just continues to be a big over for the Mississauga Ramblers. Have gotten 12 off the first 4 deliveries. It's exactly what they needed to get their chase on track here. 68 for 1 in the 11th over. 69 more needed. 46 balls to come. Oh, yet another one. That reverse sweep has been incredibly fruitful. And it looks like it's going to be another 2 runs. Yes, not as much on that to be able to carry it all the way. But altogether, 14 runs come off that over for the Mississauga Ramblers. Really solid set there. 70 for 1 after 11 overs. The Mississauga Ramblers back on track with their chase. 67 more needed in 45 deliveries. The pedal was definitely put on the metal there. In comparison, TDF were sitting at 78 for 1 in this time. So very much in that same wheelhouse. It's all about following up here now. It is going to be Kamal coming in. Has been incredibly economical so far. Only 8 runs off his 2 overs. You can see they've made a little bit of adjustment in the field now. Got that third man back. Wary of that reverse sweep. And also wary of the fact that the wind is going that way. Allowing the ball to carry that little bit further. Roy hits that nicely behind point. Is that going to go all the way? No, it looks like it's going to be stopped just inside. But are they going to push hard? Yes, great running there. 3 runs taken. And this is exactly where Roy is at his best. Just manipulating the field, forcing them to keep making those changes. And again, if you ask him, he's going to tell you he's not a boundary hitter. He's the kind of guy who likes to get those gaps, run those singles and doubles hard, and really make the bowler bowl to him. And that's what we're seeing here. Ooh, bit fuller there. Big appeal for caught behind, but that looked like it passed in the gate between the bat and pad for Jeet. Might have hit the ground over there, but just didn't give that woody sound. All right, 73 for 1 now. 2 balls into the 12th over. And Jeet hits that one nicely. That is once again into the gap. Again, they made a little bit of a change in the field. The fielder's at deep square leg rather than anyone in that mid-wicket cow corner area. That's a yawning gap over there. That's 2 runs every time. So we'll have to see if TDF does make a little adjustment in the field. They're thinking about it now. But no, decide to keep it the same way. So we'll have to see how the line changes for Kamal to basically deal with that. But no, that's up in the air. The fielder is coming around, and does take a good catch at short mid-wicket. Didn't get under that, just the top edge that just flew up. Unfortunately, that is the end of Jeet. Looking very solid, had a great over last time around, but wasn't able to capitalize. 75 for 2 for the Mississauga Ramblers. Yeah, don't know if you can see here the captain in the background over there, but you can see that there really are sending one to be able to go put a little bit more of an impetus to the chase. You know, Roy's going to play the anchor role. He's going to look to bat through, get the other guys on strike there. Really, it's going to come down to a couple of lusty blows, and Chirag definitely can give those. But on the TDF side, Kamal with another excellent over so far. Only 13 runs given. Going into his third over, 2 for 13 now is dispelled. So definitely put the clamps on the Mississauga Ramblers. One delivery left in the over. So 5 off it so far, but that ever important wicket. And it is going to be Roy on strike to face the last one over here. And again, the way the wind is now, the Ramblers are going to get the benefit of the last 5 overs batting with the wind. So they just want to keep themselves in the chase. And that is down leg, and it is given as wide. So even though that is going to be the end of the over, 2 more runs get added to the Ramblers, and that makes it a 7-run over for Kamal, his most expensive of the innings. Still, though, overall, with the wicket, he come out the victor there. 15 for 2 in his 3 overs so far. The Ramblers move on to 77 for 2. Leaving them needing 60 and 40 balls. Yeah, so 1.5 basically every ball. Runs per ball needed. It's about 9 and over basically. Exactly 9 and over needed. Again, it's going to be Abhay continuing on with his spin. Did take a little bit of a beating last over. And looks like the field's getting a little bit of an adjustment. You're getting a deep square leg. But again, that fine leg region does continue to be open. So we'll see if Chirag takes advantage of that. That's a good ball right on middle stump there. All Chirag can do is hit that back to the bowler. Oh, adjustment there, but that gets past the keeper as well. And it's going to hit on the area. Is it going to go all the way? No, it looks like he stopped it. Great work by the fielder over there. But it is going to be 3 runs for the Mississauga Ramblers. And it is given as byes as well. So, and the keeper finding just as much difficulty on this side of the innings as well as the Ramblers were finding on theirs. So, byes continue to play their part. It's always tougher when you're pretty much getting yorked up there. So, the keeper's got to stay low. That moves up the extras total in this one, which you want to keep track of, up to 15, 5 of which are going to be byes. And Roy comes across nicely, hits that down to deep square leg, and that is going to be 4. Again, just a bit too short over there, giving Roy more than enough time to rock back, pull that very nicely. And if there was a statue to be made of Roy Singh Jr., it's going to be playing that shot. Just gets it. Anything short there, Roy is just very quick to capitalize on that. And I said his 4th boundary of the innings moves him on to 39. Ooh, a bit fuller on that one. Tried to go for that sweep. Just a bit too full over there. It's actually 9 and over. But so far, 7 off the over with the last ball coming in. Oh, again, a bit shorter. Roy's not able to get that, but he does just tap it down, and he is able to get double for that. So that's exactly what the Ramblers needed. 9 runs coming off that over, right on the rate. 86 for 2 after 13 overs. 51 runs needed in 35 deliveries. 35. Again, just under 9 and over there. So that over, exactly what the Mississauga Ramblers ordered. And TDF have a little bit of thinking to do with these field placements. You know, a lot of 2s are around over here. And you can see that the batsmen are starting to get a little bit more of a measure of where they're trying to place it. Not hitting it too hard, just getting it slightly past the 30-yard circle, and there's 2 runs every time. You keep running hard there. We are going to get Janoy back in the attack over here. It's exactly what TDF will be wanting. Their most economical bowler in this entire tournament. going at nearly 4.3 and over so far. So that's been an excellent, excellent tournament for him so far. And you can see he's not doing a little bit too much over there, just really making it tough for the batsman to be able to get under it. He's got a good line, a good length. And more so than that, he's got the fielders placed exactly where he wants them to hit it. So he's given it in that middle and leg line. Nice and full, keeping that short mid-wicket fielder engaged. And it's going to be on Chirag to try and make a little bit of this. Oh, he does hit that one nicely, though. Are they going to take two? Would be, yes, they will push it, and that is good running. Is it going to be good enough? Yes, it will. And, ooh, that was a awkward bounce there. The keeper might think about covering his face next time. But still, good running there by Chirag. Hits it behind point. And again, the field has been pretty much what we've been seeing so far. They're trying to get him to hit down the ground. Ooh, Chirag tries to come across, and that looked close from here. Always a dangerous proposition to try to go across the wicket over there, and it looks like it was just slightly down leg, saving Chirag over there. But again, yet another big over so far from Janoy. And that is going to be a single. Yes, it will. So only 3 runs coming off that over, exactly what the doctor ordered for TDF. Ramblers 89 for 2 in 14 overs. And they need now 48 runs in 30 deliveries. So Chirag was sent in there as a bit of a pinch hitter, but so far has not been able to get that timing. Again, Janoy continuing to bowl. This is an excellent spell so far. Not giving away anything to the batsman. 8 runs in 3 overs is absolute gold dust for what TDF is looking for. As much as they'd want some more wickets added onto the column to put that bit of pressure, for someone to go at only 2.6 and over here, especially given the fact that it's a final, given the fact that it is a chase, so it is going to be Kamal coming in for the 4th over to nicely finish up his spell. He's given 15 runs so far in the over. So again, no one at third man or fine leg, which has been a bit fruitful, but it looks like they are going to make that adjustment. So they're sending the fine leg fielder deeper now. Probably should have done that an over or two ago, given the line that they are going for, but better late than never. As Kamal comes in, and Chirag is not able to get that at all, and that is going to be a run out. Big indecision in the middle over there. That is very unfortunate. Chirag was just not able to respond to Roy's call, and at the same time, just couldn't get the timing going either. So another wicket falls for the Mississauga Ramblers, 89 for 3. Run out on the non-strikers end, and it's going to be Pratik coming in as the next batsman. Captain's knock is definitely going to be needed here to help wrap up this innings, and that's exactly what Pratik is going in for. Yeah, he's had a pretty decent tournament so far. In the 4 innings that he has batted, has put up about 70, 72 runs. Decent strike rate as well. Really, him and Roy, probably 2 of the fastest players within this Mississauga Rambler squad. So you know they're going to be pushing hard for those singles and doubles. So expect to see a lot of that. And Pratik, who's been in really good form this season so far, has got 300s at this point and just continues to pile on the runs in other scenarios. Is going to see what a 100-ball situation is going to be for him. Oh, a full toss over there, and Roy hits that down to the point boundary. Trying to see if they wanted to challenge the fielder for the second there, but decide against it. Probably a good choice there. All right, good adjustment in the field to be able to keep that deeper point, to be able to clean those kind of shots up. Again, as we've been speaking about, the wind has played a big factor over here, and the last 5 overs are going to be with the Ramblers hitting with the wind that is coming quite strong down towards the commentary box at long off. So that is going to be a little bit of an advantage for the Mississauga Ramblers when they attack there. But so far, so good as far as this over is concerned for Kamal. He's going to be looking to finish off his spell strong here. 3 deliveries left. Oh, a bit down leg there, but Pratik is not able to get a tickle on it. Looks like it's going to be the 1 leg by. Yep. Moves the score on to 91 for 3. So 2 deliveries left in this over. Roy comes back on strike, batting on 42 not out. Gets a bit of a fuller length over there, and they are going to push this single. Is it going to be tight? It's coming right to Pratik's end, and he does make it comfortably in the end. It's all about responding to that call, and no indecision this time around. Pratik is able to make it through. Ramblers move on to 92 for 3. The last ball of this over before they switch ends for what will be the final 5 overs of this Ramblers 100-ball tournament. And for those who've been following so far, it's been a very successful tournament so far. Beautiful ground here at Iceland, even if the outfield has been a little bit heavier with the rain that we have been getting, as well as just the watering of the grass. And that is going to be a single to end the over. Last 5 overs coming towards us. The Ramblers 93 for 3, needing a further 44 runs in the last 25 deliveries. So again, it's coming down to that one big over needed to break those shackles. Got some pretty decent support for the Mississauga Ramblers over here. And a lot of people have come out to be able to watch what has been an exciting final. You see some instructions coming in from the captain over there in terms of what the rest of the batting order will look like. Again, a couple of lusty blows are definitely needed to be able to bring those runs and balls closer to parity over here. 44 in 25 balls is getting closer to that nearly 2 a ball scenario. So a couple of boundaries are going to be needed. And it is Dharma who's going to be coming back into the attack here. Of all the bowlers, he has been the one that the Ramblers have been able to target just a little bit over here, going for 18 in his 2 overs so far. So a crucial spell. As you can see, the sun is setting pretty viciously on the side over here. So for the fielder sitting at long off, long on, it's going to be that much tougher to be able to see sight the ball. All right, Pratik is facing up over here. As Dharma comes in. Again, he's got that little bit of extra pace. Does bowl that a bit fuller, and they take a single down to mid-off. So Roy, who's been batting pretty comfortably so far, just kind of in his zone, going at nearly a run a ball. One of these two are going to have to put their foot on the accelerator, though. So is it going to be Roy now, who's gotten his eye in, is seeing the ball quite nicely? Dharma switches to around the wicket here. And you know he's going to be looking to target the stumps. As he does, Roy gets a little bit of length over there. Doesn't time that fully, but oh, the fielder! And that's what we were talking about with the sun, making it that much more difficult to be able to sight the delivery. Just overran it a little bit over there, and as a result, that is 4 runs to Roy, who moves on to 47, and the Ramblers move on to 98. How costly could that be? Now, we talked about the confidence you need to be able to kind of break those shackles, get yourself into some sort of groove. So there's a slight adjustment being made in the field in which the fielders are being pulled off of the boundary now into the 45. On a personal level, I never really like that, especially given the fact that they're hitting into the wind. So you're going to get that little bit more carry with the delivery. We'll see how that works out. Dharma again goes a bit fuller, and Roy hits that beautifully. And that is gone down. And that is a 4-50 up for Roy. Beautifully played there, and that sweep shot was picked up beautifully. And we spoke about the fact that Dharma has a little bit extra pace that Roy is able to work with. That moves Roy on to 53 not out, and this looks like it could be that over for the Mississauga Ramblers. 11 off the first 3 deliveries, needing another 34 runs, 33 runs in fact, to be able to go ahead and claim this championship in another 22 deliveries. See Dharma getting a little bit of support from his team on the outside. Ooh, goes a bit wider there, and that is given as a wide. Looks like Dharma overcorrected a bit too much over there. Had been attacking the stumps pretty consistently up until now. Tried to go well outside off stump. It's just a bit too much, and 2 more runs added on to the Mississauga Ramblers total, moving it on to 106. Oh, that is a big blow. Great comeback by Dharma. Attacks the stumps nice and full, and Roy is not able to get underneath that. And after what was a superb knock up until now, Roy is bowled for 53. Looks like the next batsman is going to be Nashed. As Roy comes back to what was an excellent innings, just unable to see it all the way. But again, well played overall. But what was a very good over for the Ramblers up until then. Even in the end, they end up getting 13 off the over, but that wicket off the last delivery just makes it that much tougher for what the remaining is. 31 runs needed now in the last 20 deliveries. You'd say with 6 wickets in hand, it's very much in the batting team side. 31 needed in 20 balls. And it is going to be Matthew coming in for his 4th over as well. So, as you can see, really getting to the 5 solid bowlers that TDF have gone with have not really needed a 6th bowling option so far. Go back to first change bowler. 17 in his first 3 overs so far. Can he continue the good work? Oh, and that's nicely played. That should be 2 runs there. Pratik pushing hard there, and a comfortable 2 down to fine leg. Exactly what they needed. 29 needed off 19 deliveries now. So last over helped a little bit, but we're still in a scenario where they need between 1 to 2 every delivery here. So a couple of dots is exactly what TDF will be looking for. Whether that's wickets or not, that would be a bonus. Oh, that's nicely played by Pratik. That has gone over. That should be at least 2. They could potentially even push for 3 if they attack this hard. And they will not do that. Ooh, they probably could have run that little bit harder over there. Nashed had a bit of trouble coming around. That's still 2 more runs added to the Ramblers total, moving them on to 110. 27 runs more needed. All right, here comes. Ooh, that is a key dot over there. And nope, not given as a wide there. It looks like it was well directed. Gold dust over there for the TDF squad. 4 off the first 3 balls so far. Matthew with 3 balls left in his spell. And oh, yet another one. He's giving him that length where Pratik is trying to go over the top, but just not able to get that connection. A little bit of movement is coming into play. And that gets the Ramblers with just 1 delivery left in this over. Only 4 runs off the first 4 deliveries so far. I'll have to see how they end off this set. And Pratik hits that. Does not connect that completely. It is just going to be the 1 run to end the over, and that is 111 for 4 for the Mississauga Ramblers at the end of 17 overs. Yeah, 26 runs needed in 15 deliveries. Yep, so 26 needed in 15. We'll have to see who it's going to be. Right, he's going to go absolutely down to the wire over here. But yeah, this is going to be the key over as far as I'm concerned. Genoa, who's only gone for 8 runs in his 3 overs so far, the most economical bowler throughout the tournament for the TDF squad, comes into bowl what is going to be an absolutely clutch over. And that has been hit down. Ooh. And yeah, Nished, not as quick as Pratik. And you can see they were trying to push for that second run over there, but no cigar as a single comes down. Yeah, Genoa has been very well directed in his delivery so far. Keeping it nice, keeping it full, forcing the batsman to try to get underneath it, and they still have not been able to, and that is yet another dot that adds on. Man, Nished faced 3 deliveries so far, no run up until now. He has been sent in to try and put a little bit more muscle into this innings. A couple of lusty blows, exactly what the Ramblers need. But nothing so far. Genoa pulls up over there, 2 runs in the first 2 deliveries. And Nished hits that one, and that is going to be just the one. Are they going to push the second? They are going to attack it, and that is 2 runs. Yeah, great running by Pratik. Challenges the fielder at the mid-off boundary there. In fact, he was about 45, which they've kind of done for the last couple of overs here. Not going all the way back. Trying to play that in-between game, try to keep those doubles down. In that case, did get successful. Oh, and Nished has hit that as well. That should be 2 more as well. In fact, it might go all the way. It has gone all the way. Excellent shot there by Nished. Beautifully placed right behind the point fielder. And that is an incredibly important boundary for the Mississauga Ramblers. Moves the score on to 118. 19 needed now in 11 deliveries. And Nished gives the Ramblers exactly what the doctor ordered with that one. Last delivery of Genoa's spell as well. Still 15 runs in 3.4. Can they finish? Oh, Nished hits that right up. And the fielder's coming for it. And he does take the catch. And that is going to be the end of Nished's short innings. Was able to get the one away, but could not follow up and get the big shot. And that is the end of the over. 19 needed in the last 10 deliveries over here. This is going to go right down to the wire, and Genoa finishes a brilliant spell of 4 overs, 1 for 15. You know, in these kind of scenarios, you definitely don't want to leave it all the way to the end. So that penultimate over is always absolutely clutch over here, and it is going to be Dharma here. So, you know, has been under pressure. 31 runs in his 3 overs so far. Can he be that trump card that TDF will require to be able to put themselves over the line over here in what has been a spectacular final so far? New batsman in is Shubham, who is going to be on strike. Again, that left-hand, right-hand combination comes into play. Again, taking a look at the field over here, it looks like they've got the 3rd man in place. They've got a sweeper covered. They've got long off, long on. And now they're going to push the square leg fielder all the way back to the boundary. So we're going to have to see if Dharma is going to be looking to attack the stumps here again. And he does exactly that, and that is a wide to start the over. 2 runs added on to the total. In fact, it is the last over. Last two overs in which it goes back to normal cricket. So, just the one run added on, and we get the wide. Oh, that is a nicely played shot, but there is protection down there. Oh, and that is a bad throw coming through. And did they make it? Not out. Great running there. Pratik steals that double. And the fielder goes ahead and gets it in. Pretty much York Dharma over there. Unfortunately, could not corral it. Hits off his shin. And that protection was not protective enough. All right, 121 for 5 over here now. 18.1. All right, you got 9 balls remaining over here. The Ramblers needing 16 runs in that. But this is definitely going to be that over. In an ideal scenario, the Ramblers would be looking for anywhere between, say, 7 to 8 in the last, if not less. Oh, that is a beautiful shot. He looks to play that. Is it going to go all the way? It is not. So Shubham runs back for 2 there. But he got that scoop. A bit premeditated, but you kind of know what Dharma is going to be looking for as far as his length is concerned. But again, that outfield comes into play. It's been a little bit heavier throughout this entire season, just not carrying in the same way. Oh, and that is an inside edge, and that is going to be given. Yeah, tried to be a little expansive over there. Could only get the inside edge. And it looks like we've had a slight shift in the batting order, so it is going to be Hassan Malik coming in. But so far, in the 3 deliveries that Dharma's bowled so far, given 5 runs, but then takes the all-important wicket, which is really what it all comes down to. And more so than that, it's another dot ball that gets added onto the total. So, like I said, it's going to be really tight. It's going to go all the way through. And it's definitely going to be one of those games that's going to go down to the wire. Could go down to the last delivery. So we're going to have to see just what these teams are made of. Who's got the nerves of steel? Who has got the fortitude to be able to keep their head and take this all the way? And lots of support coming in from both sides here. You know, TDF and their support has been incredible throughout this entire tournament. Right, always backing their squad. You know, looking at the dugouts here, can't really tell where things are going. It's really coming right in between over here as the sun continues to set. But it is going to be Hassan facing, and it looks like Dharma is going to stay around the wicket here. So you can see he's looking to cramp him up. He's got the fielders at long on, at mid-wicket, and he bowls Hassan on the first delivery. He was looking to put it down to the third man side, but it was just a bit too full for that kind of a shot. And that is 2 wickets in 2 balls. And more damning for the Ramblers, that's 2 dot balls added on. So only 6 deliveries left here in which the Ramblers need 14 runs. And Pratik left stranded so far on the non-striker's end. Not the way you'd want to see it. Yeah. It might just be better in this kind of a scenario for the new batsman to try to hit hard on this last delivery and try to get as many runs as you can here. But Pratik should be on strike for the last over. Again, this has been an excellent comeback from Dharma. Gave up those 5 runs in the first 2 deliveries. 13 runs needed in the last over. And remember, 5 deliveries left over here. It is going to be Akshay on strike. All right, lots of excitement on both sides here. And it looks like instead of going with what we might have expected in terms of Abe, it's going to be Sandeep coming in for the last over. So, you know, lots of pressure on him. First over of the innings to be thrown into the 20th over. That's nerves. Again, been cold. It's starting to get a little bit chillier over here, and the bowler himself has been cold this entire time. Coming in to bowl the most important over of this entire tournament. 14 needed, Akshay on strikes, Sandeep to come in. And he starts with a pretty decent delivery. Back of a length, only a single. Does get Pratik on strike. So 12 more in fact needed in the last 4 deliveries over here. And can Pratik get under one? Again, he's got the wind on his side. He is going to need one boundary at some point in here. So what can he do? And that is a full toss. Not high enough to be a no ball, it looks like. And they are going to go for the attack here. Sacrificial wicket, but he needed to do it to try and keep Pratik on strike. No, it's 11 off 3. Yeah, so they were looking for the height on there, but it didn't look like the ball really was that high as far as that's concerned. So, I'd say a decent decision there. 11 needed off 3. You know, for all the talk we've been saying about nerves, about pressure so far, well handled from Sandeep. First 2 balls. Only going for 2 runs. Gets the wicket. Ramblers with 2 wickets in hand over here, and it is Pratik on strike. 3 deliveries left. 11 needed. What can he do as he comes in that? Ooh, and hits that. And only the 1 off that delivery. 10 runs needed off the last 2 balls. And this is looking like it might be just a bridge too far for the Mississauga Ramblers. Going to need Sachin to come in. First ball. And try to hit from there. It's going to be difficult, but we'll see. Let's see, the pressure is mounting. Can he get underneath it here? And he hits that. Not all the way. That is going to be at most 2 runs if they push back. Yes, they will. But unfortunately, that is going to be what could be the bow on the TDF's tournament here. 8 runs needed off the last delivery. Unless there's a wide or a no ball over here, that is going to be the tournament for TDF. That great nerves from Sandeep to bowl. Come into that 20th over. Nothing so far, but let's see. What can he do to finish it off here? He just needs to bowl 1 good delivery. He does that, and that is going to be it. Very well deserved, very well played all the way through by TDF as they win by 6 runs. Run onto the field to celebrate their championship as the Mississauga Ramblers fall short by 6 runs. And it is TDF who can be said deserved victors all the way through. You know, the best team as far as the tournament was concerned kept their economies down, kept their extras down, and in the end, what looked like a middling total was turned out to be a championship winning one. Congratulations to TDF CC for winning the Ramblers 100 Ball League 2022. Victors by 6 runs, and a disappointing loss for the home squad, but still well played to be able to go all the way into the tournament here. Thanks everyone who did join us so far. Hope you guys had as much fun watching this as I did commentating it, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.